Hello, everyone, and welcome to Astro-Bash 2024 speaker interviews. My name is Meghna Bhagat, and I am here today with Ivan Ochoa Martinez. No, Ivan Martinez Ochoa, forgive me, Ivan.
You're
And
good.
and he is an evolutionary astrologer and a breathwork practitioner. Welcome, Ivan.
Hey, how's it going?
It's
Glad to be back.
yes. So this is your second time for the second year that Astro-Bash is happening. Tell me what it was like the first year.
It was such a beautiful experience. Me and my friend both drove out to experience it, and I'm an astrologer, but he's not. And it was incredible to see how the community welcomed him and gave him a lot of information. He was pretty aware of his moon rising and sun sign by the time he left, so it was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So, first time people who show up there who don't know anybody can meet people and make friends.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that was one of the best parts about this community is so, I don't know, we're loving, caring. I don't know if that's been my experience. Everybody, it's like a big family. That's how it feels. And my friend definitely, he's actually heavy Capricorn. He doesn't believe in astrology. So it was really fun to see him interact with so many astrologers and him at the end be like, hey man, this is really fun.
That's
So that
awesome.
was pretty good.
That's awesome. So, how did you get a Capricorn with who doesn't believe in astrology to show up at an Astro Bash conference, which is evolutionary astrology?
Yeah, it was just fate. I needed a ride and he needed to and he was he helps me manage because I also led breath work there, so it was kind of like a little bit of both. He helps me take care of that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, you talked last year about how you incorporate breath work into your evolutionary astrology practice. And I was looking at your Instagram, which is what's your Instagram handle again?
Ivan, Ivan, like Martinez dot Ochoa. Ochoa. I hope I said that right.
I think you did. I was looking at that and I saw that there's a video on there that has several views, which I saw you in an ice bath. Is that right? You were in a
Yeah, that's correct.
and then there were everybody in the workshop, it looked like there were pictures of each person in an ice bath. And that looked frigid. So the first picture was you. But the thing I loved about it most was that I saw you. There were a couple of pictures with you standing right there at the bathtub as these people are taking this ice bath plunge and you just holding space for them in there. Can you talk to me about what that experience is like for you as you do your work?
Absolutely. So the breath work has been with me for several years now. But the eyes kept calling me, and it is it's an incredible teacher. Um, chaos is is where we find out where our values truly lay. It's really easy to say, "Oh, I'm a positive person, this, that," but who are we really when in the moment of chaos? And it is only through practices of like not just breath work, but actually the eyes, because the eyes, there's no way around it. It's gonna put you in a state of panic. It's gonna make you get into a state of fight or flight. And what ends up happening is you get a choice, just like in anything in life. You get the choice of whether you're gonna react animalistically, run, get out of the water, or you're gonna breathe through it, control what's controllable, which is just you. And it's really empowering to be able to know who we are in that moment of chaos. I believe it was Ryan Holiday that says that grace is, courage is grace under pressure. And I really do believe that. And the ice truly does allow us to do that. And I'm a man of service and I love to be there for people's I like to be there for people in the moments that they find their own empowerment. And I really do enjoy holding space for them in that moment, in that vulnerable moment where it is extremely hard. It's extremely hard, but you are able to make a choice. There's like this little moment that you get to make this choice. and it's really empowering to see how people are able to endure and choose the breath and remain calm and be empowered by the chaos. And I just recently had a 13-year-old boy come out, and he went in twice, and he played like the most epic song too. It was like this Imagine Dragons song, and it was just super epic. He was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. What a cool thing. I love what you keep saying. You repeated multiple times about choice. I think of my astrology as very choice centered. I think of evolutionary astrology as very choice centered. So when life brings you an ice bath, how do you counsel your clients who are not doing the breath work with you, but who are doing evolutionary astrology with you around the choice pieces?
That's an excellent question. I will say that most people will shy away from the eyes, will shy away from the breath work because it is a lot of work. And most people that come to an astrologer, want, hey, am I gonna fall in love or not? And that's perfectly fair. There's absolutely levels to that. How do I adapt to teaching those people? I give them what they want. I understand that I was curious. I wanted to try breath work, and all I can do is offer a chance to be like, hey, this full moon's gonna really highlight your personal relationship because it's highlighting your seventh house ruler, and blah blah blah. uh you could life is going to show you what it needs to show you, and there is tools like breath work, like ice baths, that can help you get ready for these big moments where there is going to be something that you're going to have to see and let go of. And but more than anything, I give what is asked of me more than what I want. Like I said, my practice, I prefer my practice to be an empowering practice. And that is one of the best things about evolutionary astrology is the choice. It's just like you get to choose what this transit is going to do. Are you going to let it be a wreck, or is it going to transform you? Is it going to be the catalyst for something empowering? And that's kind of what the breath work and the ice bath is. It's that catalyst for something empowering. So for sure.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. When you talk about
I hope I answered that.
well, I think it's useful to hear you talk about that because what it makes me wonder is empowerment is such a key piece of your own personal work. It makes me wonder how Astro-Bash last year empowered you and how you were able to help bring that theme of empowerment to the people who you interacted with last year.
It was extremely empowering to see so many people. Like I hold space all once or twice a month, but it was a completely different vibe at Astro-Bash just because everybody's, I don't know, most of the people there are willing joyously to jump into the evolutionary wheel and face whatever it might bring. And I think that's what you need in order to have a really really powerful experience with breath work or with ice baths. And to have that many people in unison be together in the breath, and more than the breath, there was a lot of breakthroughs that day. And I remember my friend was just because he's heard about my breath and he's heard about the astrology, but it's another thing to live it. And he was just like, bro, I couldn't believe how many people, like, I just turned around and people were crying left and right. And it was just like, and then I started feeling things, and then I couldn't believe how much was going on. And that's what's empowering to me. It's like, it's not me, it's everyone, it's all of us coming together. And that's empowering to know how much power lays within all of us when we're willing to show up for ourselves. And it was, I still get little goosebumps. It was one of my favorite breathworks, to be completely honest. And don't tell all my other classes, but it was just, it was an incredible room. Ralph was amazing. Everybody, like just everybody there was just so loving and caring, and that's the energy you need for to create that safe space. And it was just so powerful. I remember I was like, because we were in the front and there was people in the back, and then I went to the back and everybody was in unison, and like you can even see people breathing at the same time, and it was just like magical. It just And beautiful, super empowering. And like I said, it's not easy, but to see that many people work so hard for it is super exciting, super empowering. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very grateful to be able to be part of this community, and to be blessed to be able to guide you guys through the process.
That's amazing. That sounds incredible. You know, I wonder if there's something about the fact that people show up with a particular intention and then they build it over time. When did you offer the breath work in the series at the conference, and are you planning, excuse me, to offer it again this year?
I believe it was around the second day, and it was a Saturday. Well, I don't even remember. I'm really sorry.
That's
I'm a Pisces, so and my Mercury is in Pisces. So and it's a little combusted. So I have a lot of beautiful thoughts, but I also am scattered mind sometimes. Mutable mind. How about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
But yeah, it was like I believe it was a Saturday, and yeah, it was midday, and it was just I think you got there was a Tuesday, Friday, and then Saturday. Or I think I was Friday. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
we don't have to worry about the specific. I was just thinking that because,
Yeah.
you know, when you go through a few days of being together, you kind of cultivate this energy with each other of closeness and warmth, and every meal is shared and people have each other's charts and a booklet available to them. And I think, and I wonder if some of that helped create the intimacy and the willingness to go to more vulnerable places, deeper places that can actually, we can, where we can have those kind of breakthroughs that sounds like a lot of people are having with your work.
It definitely helps. Absolutely. One of the biggest things that I always say in my class is like, and actually one of the first things that I do in my class is I want everybody to get to know each other and share and just chill a little bit to get to know each other, because that's the essence of where we're gonna create this environment. So yeah, being able to, especially like that's one of the coolest parts, like when you get the booklet and you get to see people's charts and you really have a super like with a complete stranger. That's why my friend liked it so much, because he was able to see the charts and like, oh, that's what that means, and under and see, oh, I'm not just a Capricorn, oh, that's what he means, and they're not just a Capricorn, and there's so many flavors of Capricorn or Gemini and all of this, and it's one thing when you're in like an online community and you're like you get to message and send each other memes, but it's a whole different incredible experience when you're in the flesh and you're laughing and you're being silly with these people, and like you really really do get to see like the embodiment of their planets.
Yeah, I love that. That's so fascinating, Ivan. We're getting a little bit close to the time when I want to make sure we get a chance to ask you a few more questions because I'm enjoying this conversation so much. I just wanted to ask you.
Likewise,
I'm really
I'm
glad.
excited for Astro-Bash.
Yes, yes, me too. Me too. Can you tell us a little bit about if people want to get in touch with you and work with you? Do you do breath work only in person? Do you do astrological readings only in person? How do they reach you?
No, I do everything online as well. I have been falling a little bit behind just because I am a father of three, and on top of that, I'm also a door-to-door salesman, so I stay pretty busy. But I do like to do a full moon or a new moon online, fully online. I will definitely put up links on my Instagram. The best way to get a hold of me is Instagram. You can get a reading from me there as well. But more than anything, I hope to see you guys at Astro-Bash, because that's where it's really gonna happen. I believe. Online sessions. I actually my first time doing breathwork was online. I had a really powerful experience. That I'm literally here because of that one particular experience. Uh, but I when we're together in unison, there's just this beauty of being with people. We're social creatures, and being in that community space is just magical.
Of course, you've made me curious now. My voice. You've made me curious now, Ivan, about that one online experience. What happened? Was that an astrology experience?
Oh no, well, I mean, technically, yeah, it was a typical full moon breath work. workshop. So I went, and the first time I ever did breath work, and it was fully online. And the reason I did it was because I saw this like buff guy on like buff guy on the ad, and he was crying. Like he was like, it was just the most powerful, amazing thing I've ever experienced. And I love to cry. I'm a Pisces once again. So
You're saying that
and
out
in
loud
Jupiter,
on.
my Jupiter is also in Cancer, so I love to cry. There's a crier in me, and it's very healing. So anyway, I wanted it, and I tried it, and I did it online, and it was during COVID, so you couldn't go anywhere. So I was on home, and I remember my wife was there, my kid, and I was like, hey, I might cry, so just leave me alone while I do this. And then they had to leave because I had such a cathartic experience. And at the end of it, my daughter came back and she was like, "Hey, you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was so beautiful." But yeah, the online sessions are just as powerful. Once again, it comes down to your intention. And like I said, this community has that essence in their heart. I believe so. And that's what really matters when it comes to any practice is your intention and the way you show up for it.
I love it. I love it. I Before we completely close, Ivan, I'd like to give you an opportunity, and I would like to hear about your beautiful family. You're a father of three girls, is that true? And
Yes, I have a water trine. I have I first got a moon in Cancer, and she's my Capricorn. I think older siblings are usually the heavy earth signs. And she is my Capricorn. She was born in January, and she has a Cancer moon. Her name is Navi, which is my name backwards.
uh,
She's probably the most amazing person I know. She's literally called me out on all of the things that I needed to grow. So she's like my coach. She's amazing. She's really, really one of my greatest friends. And I have a Scorpio baby. She was actually born on Halloween, so that was really cool. And I called that because through astrology, I was like, I have the Cancer moon and the sun in Capricorn. I was like, I wonder if I'll get an Earth moon and a sun in water. And I did. I got the Scorpio, and I was like, I think she's gonna be a Virgo moon like you. And she was born on the 31st
oh,
of
wow.
October with the moon in Virgo and Scorpio. So, and then my last baby girl, we went two under two. We have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and my 1-year-old was born on the 28th of February, and I just remember Jupiter was in conjunction with Venus and Aries, and
Oh,
she was born.
wow.
Yeah, she was born that day, and I was just kind of like, "Whoa, that's so cool." I remember thinking because like I like to do astrology. What is it in? I forgot the name. Inceptional astrology, I guess you can call it. And I was like thinking, oh, today's auspicious, the sun, the Jupiter and Venus are in conjunction in the morning. I thought that, and then my wife called me around like 8 o'clock in the morning. She was like, "Hey, I think today's the day," and for sure it was. And
Oh,
so I have a Pisces, yep, a Pisces too, a Pisces sun.
wow. Wow. Two
So,
water
and
signs.
my wife is a Gemini, and she is honestly the only reason I am able to do the things that I am is because I have an incredible support system. I have an amazing partner that has helped me evolutionize into the person I am. It's pretty crazy telling your partner, "Hey, I'm gonna become an astrologer now," and then and then being like, "Yeah, okay." You do that. But she's always been there for me and always supported me and always helped me become the man that I am today. Iron sharpens iron, and she's definitely giving me a run for my money. But I think that's one of the most amazing thing about relationships. They shaping you. They show you, like I said, like chaos, like ice. They show you who you really are, and it's super important to value that honesty and cherish it.
Well, Gemini Pisces creates that spark. of
Yes, that
inspiration.
square is
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Well, but I always think of squares because we're evolutionary astrologers as the thing that can either create a spark that lights a huge fire that you can light the world with or burn yourself over with, So it's like,
Absolutely. As a person that has four planets squaring their ascendants, one of them being Mars exact, I am okay with the square. The square is a tool of learning. It's like riding a bike and taking off the training wheels. You might fall, but you're gonna learn to ride the bike.
I love that analogy. I love that. And with that, Ivan, I just want to thank you again and invite people to get in touch with you on your Instagram page, follow you for your full moon and new moon breath work and astrology combo moments. And please join us at Astro-Bash from September 26th to 29th. If this kind of community and this kind of loving, warm, inclusive, cathartic, deep work, delicious evolutionary astrology vibe works for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope to see you in Borrego Springs.
Woo!
It's gonna
I
be
know
a
the dark.
magical one.
Yes, I love that you keep using the term magical. Yes, join us in magical Borrego Springs for a
It
magical.
when you see the sky there, you will understand that I'm underselling that word. It literally feels like it's falling on you. It's an amazing place to view the stars. As
Wow.
an astrologer, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's like the best show on earth, and you just look right up.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you for ending with that beautiful reminder of that we get to be among the dark sky, which means we get to see so many more stars. I'm so happy to meet you, and I can't wait to meet you in person and try out your breath work in Astro.
Absolutely. We'll see you there.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.